HEYITSMENESSER. Let's go. You didn't even appreciate my talk. I'm repping your boys.
No, I did. I was like, in my head, I was like, come on. I don't know when I didn't say it physically, like. Nah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. I stand.
What the hell?
Oh, sorry, you didn't see it.
You're gonna look back at this stuff like, it's not bad.
Sorry?
No, you're gonna look at it. You see how long you left me hanging for.
To be fair, it actually was not more than like 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah.
You're being extremely dramatic.
But
yeah, let's get into it. Money man OJ,
oh, shit.
Mr. 1+1.
Let's go. Nessa.
What are you saying?
Hey, it's me, Nessa. But she's going to say that, not me.
Okay, because I'm not ready yet. I'm just gassing you. First thing I do is gas people. Yeah. Then we'll get into Bella, come here. She's gonna be so annoying. Get up here. Get up. Get up. Get up. There we go. Sit, please. Because this is what she does during my episodes. Just goes up and down. Yeah. People. But yeah, she's the star of the show. How are you?
Man, I'm chilling.
Busy guy.
Oh,
I'm busy. Have you ever seen that video of H saying that?
Yeah, I actually have. A few people sent it to me.
Who? Bounce?
No. Just
he's the only one that. But yeah.
Like, this reminds me of you. I was like, man, listen, I just do what I have to do. Like,
man's just up and down. I don't even know. Like, even when I was making out notes and stuff for you, like, there's just too much. There's just so much, like, to go through.
We'll see what we can.
We'll start off anyway. Yeah. But what I get everyone to do anyway is something called an elevator speech.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what that is?
No.
So essentially, elevator speech, right? The whole concept is you walk into an elevator.
Yeah.
You meet someone in there who's going to change your life or whatever.
Okay.
You 15 seconds. Let's say you go from the first floor to the top floor.
Yeah.
Usually takes about 15 to 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have that time to sell yourself.
Yeah.
To this person.
Yeah.
And once you come out, they'll change your life, or you could just go stay the same. So what would you say? How would you present yourself?
Oh God, that's a sticky one. I wouldn't even know what to start myself.
So your life is not going to change?
No, probably not. I won't. I don't think I can sell myself in 15 seconds. See, I can sell myself in 15 seconds by showing them my work or showing them what I post.
This guy, you're a champ.
But I won't be.
Okay, yeah, exactly. You can pull out your phone. Just say whatever. Go on.
Right, guys. My name is OJ. I go by OJ's Gram. I'm a full-time freelancer as of right now. I do quite a lot of cool things, and I like to make things happen. I also like to bring ideas to reality. So hit me up if you want to know what I do and what I can't do.
DM for prices.
Yes.
Okay, you did not go into any specifics there, but that's great. We know nothing about that. Yeah. But anyway, wait, I didn't know you're a full-time freelancer now.
Yeah, I am now.
Okay.
I got a freelancing contract for like 3 months in summer. So I was pretty much just...
That's crazy.
I was more or less working. But I was kind of working around my own hours. So
yeah.
It was handy enough. Like.
You're just a natural entrepreneur.
Oh, God.
You seem like you just hate working for people. Like, have you always just wanted to work for yourself?
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I've always kind of been like, you see, because my mom, right? She's very, very, very academic. Mm-hmm. And so are my siblings. But I was the like odd one out. I was like the elephant in the room essentially. Yeah. And growing up, it was always kind of hard for me to like focus. And I'd always make up such excuses like I have a headache, come back from school, just so I won't have to do my homework. Yeah. But them times like I was making a YouTube video, like literally that's literally
you have things that you're like passionate for, like that's mad. But anyway, when I first met you, you were doing DJing. Yeah. That seems like such a long time ago now.
And it feels like a distant memory,
like even that was self-taught as well. Like how did you get into that first of all?
How did I get into DJing? Do you know what it is? I'll just literally tell my friends, oh please. I wouldn't say please, like I wouldn't beg. One thing I do is I never beg. But I say to them, oh, if you need a DJ, hit me up. And from there, they'll be like, oh shit, like other DJs. Okay, the way I was is other DJs prices would be crazy, and then they'll just kind of be like me. This is when I was starting off.
Yes, now your prices are crazy too.
If you want to say
inflation.
But yeah, then I started doing a load of free things. I did like free things for like a full year. Yeah. But I think like that's part of growth. Doing things for free to kind of put that
exposure
on your portfolio. Yeah. So then from there, like I learned DJing all through trial and error. And
was that all in Cork, or did you start that before Cork?
No, that was all in Cork. Yeah, do you know what it is actually? Yeah, because what happened is when I started uni, I just didn't like rugby in Cork. I didn't like the way I was played, and I kind of made me build an agenda for Cork for a bit. But then I think that was just me being childish. I won't even lie to you.
Wait, so you were playing? Oh yeah, you played golf.
Yeah.
Golf, what the hell?
No,
Rugby.
Yeah, I was playing rugby for time. Like I was playing for Leinster. I got Ireland trials as well.
Right.
But I only got Irish trials up until under 18s, and I was playing Leinster to 20s. So I was very, very passionate. Like, that's what I mean. Like I was never in academia like that.
Yeah.
I was either doing something or I was sporty, like or I was in gym. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So then, obviously, started uni then, and then the way they were playing Cork, the way they were playing ball in Cork was it was a lot different to how I was playing for like Old Wesley, which is in Donnybrook, and I just didn't like it. So one thing I always said to myself, if I don't like something, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So I've always had that like tough mentality. It was like it's kind of hard to make that decision.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, well, I'm not speaking on general, but what I see anyways is when somebody doesn't like something, they kind of be like, okay, I'll still go along with it, see how it goes, and then before they know it, like subconsciously, it's kind of like they start to like it even though they don't like it.
Yeah.
Whereas like with me, it's like this bulb in my head is like, yeah, you don't like this, you need to leave this straight away.
See, that's weird for me as an athlete. Yeah. Because there's one thing not liking the team, but then leaving the sport altogether.
Yeah, no, it was
weird.
Yeah, it was a big jump.
Yeah.
Because like before that, I was in a boarding school, so I was like one of the very few black people to actually play rugby. So when I went into like a more multi-universe or diverse community, everyone was like, oh shit, you play rugby, and they're like, oh, you're a big guy, stuff and that, blah blah blah. They like threw me in straight to deep end. I didn't mind the challenge because I was kind of used to it, just kind of being thrown in the deep end because of my physicality and stuff. So yeah, with that being said, fast forward a little bit, we're playing AIL Division 1A, so it's like Division 1A, 1B, 1C. I say you're familiar with stuff, and then there's 2A, 3A, so on and so forth. So 1A was actually quite good, like quite high level there. But I just didn't like it. It's not that I didn't like the teammates. I just didn't like just the way the sport was being played.
Yeah, I get that.
And I don't think I was committed enough to continue playing in Dublin. Do you get me? Like, because obviously you know yourself, the commute is quite long.
Yeah, Cork to Dublin is long as well.
And the training days, like,
midweek.
Exactly. So obviously you'll be missing lectures and stuff. And even like that, like, even though I said I'm not in academia, but there's a certain level to kind of academics that I have to like
bare minimum.
Yeah, you know. So then I just made the bold decision, start 2019. Yeah, January 2019. I just told the coach, hey coach, I just called. I was like, can I come in for a chat with you?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, sure. What's up? Then he was like, it's about your performance. He was like, what is that? I was like, no, I have something to tell you. And then I just said it straight out. I was like, I don't think I can continue playing rugby here anymore.
This isn't Cork.
Yeah, and then he was like, he kind of raised his eyebrows. He's like, you must be messing. I was like, no. So then, long story short, I just kind of told him, and he took it with his chest. And we were waking up at like 6 a.m. to train and stuff like that. Then I just thought to myself, man, do I really want to continue this? Like, because obviously I study economics and finance.
Yeah. That's, to be fair, when it comes to sport, those early mornings, those grinds, when you're not doing it when you're not starting and stuff, like, that's when you test whether you love the sport or not.
Trust
me. You know what I mean? Because it's like, for me, like, now that I can't play football, even, like, fitness has not been my favorite part of the sport.
Same here. It wasn't
but waking up in that I didn't mind that. Do you get me? Because I know the love that I have for the sport. Like, but I can understand how that's flipping annoying if you're not.
No, at the time I didn't mind it. Of course, because as I said, I was dedicated to the sport. So it's kind of like in my head, I was like, God, if I don't do this, I don't know what else I'm gonna do in my life. That's where I was kind of mentally from like 2016 to maybe like end of 2018. Yeah. And even obviously before that, I was playing senior cup for my school as well and stuff like that. So obviously that was a whole kind of different ball game. But it was it got really intensified when I left school. So like those 2 years was kind of like, God, right? I'm in my last like 2 years of being a teenager. And obviously, when you're touching 20, you kind of want to be. Oh yeah, you have to be in the pool of players. Exactly. So a lot of that happened. Then just didn't get the call up, and then after that, I was like, God damn, what the hell do I do now? Like, But it's funny because somebody who was older than me got the call up when he turned 21. Yeah. So it kind of made me think, okay, maybe if I stayed, I would have. But then now I'm just kind of like, one thing I've always told myself is I should just never look back. I should always be content with the decision I make. So that's one thing I did, and I just kind of stuck through it. And as of right now, I guess it's paying for quite a lot of things that I have, you know. And I'm grateful for it as well. So I went on, so it was kind of like rugby was here, then another path was here.
Yeah.
But then I kind of left rugby.
Yeah.
Then the other paths just kind of like
took
center
over,
stage.
yeah.
So that was like 2019. So then what I did is I bought my first ever pair of decks in 2019, and them times like I wasn't even freelancing properly like that. I was still doing logos and stuff. I was doing logos for like 10-20 euro. Like that's nothing. It'll take me like 3 or 4 hours to do. So that's not even minimum wage work.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Like, but I built enough money to, what am I saying built? Like it's some kind of game. I made enough money to get decks. So I was like, okay, right, this is gonna be my first step. Because I was like, at the time I was still 19, going 20 years. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be my first step. I'm gonna get decks. Then I'm gonna just learn. And then my mom was like, my mom didn't even know I was doing any of this. I was like, I'm just gonna do it, like, you know. And I got it. Then my friend Kezi, shout out to Kezi, he was having an event in Athlone. And he was like, oh, the cost is DJing. I want you to DJ as well. That was my first ever task. Like before that, I was all these like small housewarmings that I kind of play music for and stuff like that. Even them times I didn't even have decks. I just did it off my laptop.
I was going to say Spotify things.
Yeah, exactly. Spotify, I just did it off my laptop manually. So that event happened, and I was watching the cost there. I was like, God damn, how the hell am I ever going to touch this level? Like, how in the world? But one thing I realized is like quite a lot of things is like it's all kind of like it's all mental prep to an extent. Anyways, like if you've already said to yourself, how the hell am I going to do that? That already puts kind of a block in between you being able to do it. Sorry, you starting it, you doing it, and then you actually getting it done. Do you get me? Like, so let's say that fast forward 2019, I'll get Nessa to show a video of me DJing. It's actually quite funny. I wouldn't say it's embarrassing, but it's all part of it.
Was it? I feel like I've seen this video. Was it a mix? And then you were changing song or something
There's a lot of videos, but I think I'm gonna be very selective. I don't want people to laugh too much, like, cause that was then, that was like 2 years ago. So yeah, I stuck with that. Yeah. And what's mad is that same year, was just kind of the year I saw my potential for everything. I won't even lie to you.
That's when I met you, like, cause I was just like, how's this guy doing like so many things?
That's the year I saw my potential for everything. Kind of like that 2018, 2019. So
then while you were doing DJing, were you also doing the 1+1 stuff?
Yeah, of course. That 1+1 is kind of what shifted everything. No, not shifted. It's kind of what connected everything together. Yeah. Because at first, like, people knew about the brand but never knew me. So I never had an identity. Yeah. Until I made myself have an identity.
Was 1+1 prior to college?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, okay. I started in 2017, but 2017. Damn, man, that year was questionable. Like, if anybody has ever noticed, on some of my socials I have 105. The reason why I have 105 is because that's the amount I had to invest into the brand when I first started off. So that's like a significant number. Even on the back of my iPad, I have 105 as well.
That's your.
That was my. Yeah, no.
Is it?
No.
It was ONO_105.
Yeah, that's my Twitter. Yeah. And 105 is kind of like something I carry around because that's all the capital I had. And my brother was only like 13 at the time because he only turned 18. Yeah, so obviously them ones like he didn't have. Like, obviously, he couldn't make money. Like, and I didn't want to ask my parents as well because I'm a proud guy like that. Yeah. And I guess quite a lot of people are as well, like, because you want to. There's no greater significant feeling of being able to do something yourself, get that thing done, and then get the benefits from it, you know? So yeah, to answer your question, the brand 1+1 was actually set up in 2017, but 2017, I don't count as a year. Even though it was the foundation year, I kind of built everything we're doing right now, but God, it was the toughest year ever, man. I never forget July 2017, I even have my notes as well from that period. I don't even know what the hell is going through my mind. But we started pre-orders. I think, oh God, I don't know what day it was, but it was a little bit after my birthday, because my birthday is in June. That's all I remember. And then the thing was in July, the pre-orders. And we didn't make a single sale until like December. So we went almost a full calendar year and only made one sale. Wow. So obviously, like, it's like playing football, like, and you have 38 games and you only start one. Yeah. You start to question everything. You question so much. But then come 2018, what I did is I just said, right, I'm going to be more proactive. I'm going to see what I can do. Then I'm going to start planning ahead. So I was like, okay, let me try connect with other people. Because obviously my brother couldn't, because he just started secondary school. And
he's a child.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, okay, the only person to kind of bring this forward was myself. But, my brother was very, very good at like the graphical side of things, the website maintenance, because that's kind of his field. Like he's studying engineering now, so he was good at coding and everything like that. I kind of picked up those skills from him. The only thing at the time, what I was very good at was kind of like talking my shit essentially and connecting with other people. That was what my brother couldn't do. So we kind of found that balance, and then we kind of engaged with that, and it went all guns blazing for like 2018, 2019, and 2020 was kind of tough because of COVID. But yeah, 2018 we just did so many shoots. Like we're doing like, I say we're doing like at least 4 shoots a month.
And you're doing those yourself?
No. At the time, I wasn't doing them myself. I was actually connected with quite a lot of like creatives. You want to put it, creatives that were starting off. Like obviously, if you know who you are, you know who you are. Like there was quite a long list, and those people, like quite a lot of them, reached out to me because I didn't even know where to start. Because obviously the brand was still new. It was kind of getting its feet off the floor. So I didn't even know where to go. I didn't know how to look. Just kind of, through the help of social media, people reach out to us and said, oh, we'd love to take photos for you and stuff like that. Then I was calm. So I kind of did that for like a year or so. But you see, with that being like, it's all good and done, being able to get somebody else to kind of like, do stuff for you, because it kind of puts you at ease. But the biggest con is like the whole flexibility and availability thing. So the reason why I'm saying this is, that's another reason why I've decided to then learn more skills, because I didn't want it to be a thing where we couldn't do something because
dependent on somebody else.
Exactly, and then of course, even though that person might be very good, obviously, you come to an agreement about price and everything like that. But if they say they can't make it on that day and other people can't make it, then it's kind of like, what the hell do I do now?
Regards to starting all of that, and you said it took so long to make the first sale, it seemed like the end of 2020, or was it this end of 2019, start of 2020, or I think you've gotten your dates wrong, because I feel like that big 1+1 event that you did was in 2019.
Yeah, it was 2019. Yeah. It was.
So would it not?
I wouldn't. That was a pinnacle moving point, but I wouldn't say it was a turning point. I said the turning point was definitely winter 2020, or towards the end of 2020, because that's when I decided to actually cop on and be like, yeah, shit, let me try to do quite.
For me, as an onlooker and someone like, I wouldn't say that it was 360 or 180 turn, or whatever. But maybe a young 90 degrees, closer. For me, after that event, that was what personally made me latch onto the brand. Because after I saw the one in Dublin, the one in Cork was not as great. We'll all agree to forget that one. But after I saw the one in Dublin, and then you did that, what was it? Was it Rejects?
Rejects.
You did you did an event anyway, and you had a table. And stuff, and people were dancing. I'm not giving much details right now, but I think it was Reject's event.
In August 2019, was this?
I don't know the dates. I think this was also 2019. I don't think it was 2020 yet.
2019, I had about like 6 events.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So for me, as someone who's outside, even barely knowing you, barely knowing the brand, what I knew from February 2019 to December 2019 was a massive difference. When it comes to 1+1, but you're saying that within that time you only made one sale.
No.
Or was that 2018?
Yeah, no, 2017.
Oh, okay. My bad.
2017. Yeah, 2017 was the year that we only made one sale.
Okay.
In the calendar year. 2018, I think we had 3 drops. We had wave 1, wave 2, and then wave 3. If people remember, we had like this sand and burgundy sweatshirt. That's the one you have.
That's the one I have. Yeah.
And so many people were like, "Oh my goodness!" Like people were like,
it's
head
so
over
sick.
heels. Yeah, people were like head over heels. And I remember getting that for you as well, and then handing it to you in town.
I before I come to Cork, because I just moved back to Ireland in 2017, 2018, and I'd seen some of that here and there, but I didn't know what it was. Do you know what I mean? So I hadn't been that interactive with the outer black community in Dublin and stuff, because I was just in Waterford in America. So it's when I saw it then, I was like, I've literally seen this, I've seen the pants, I've seen the
Oh god, them tracks.
What's it called?
The crop top.
No, the
crop
bags.
Oh, the Jesus.
Do you know what I mean? So I seen all those things and I wanted it, and then I found you. I was like, this is lit. I want one of this. I remember hounding you. I remember I was hounding you for months for that.
Do you know what it was? Yeah. Them times we were still using the manufacturer.
Yeah.
So when we weren't selling something, to get one piece in
was so expensive.
Actually, exactly. So that's why I was very hesitant. So it was kind of like whenever somebody wanted to order something between 2018 and 20. That's why I said 2020 was like the turning point.
Yeah. Okay.
For me, anyway.
From where you saw in the actual production side.
I'll explain quite a lot later on. So from like 2018 to 2019. What happened is we did drop, so every time we did a drop, it's kind of like, okay, when somebody ordered something, we would have a set amount before the order, but then it was kind of like we didn't know any trajectory stages for our brand, so we didn't know how many would actually sell.
Yeah.
So we kind of wait until after the drop to then buy
order more,
the stock, because then it was like, from a business perspective, you do not want to overbuy on stock, because if you can't sell it,
it's just
then it's. You could become liquidated from that, like, do you get me? Like, so that's the move that we kind of played at for like a year or so. So obviously my brother was learning quite a lot more on the sides for in terms of like production and everything like that, which I'm grateful for. So he then suggested like, we should start off small. So at this time, like, my freelancing skills were kind of picking up, but I don't think I had the credentials to call myself a freelancer.
Yeah.
People kind of knew I was capable of doing stuff. So they like kind of hit me up, and then like, or hit up my brother, like if they wanted a website or something like that. My brother, there was one time my brother made a website for somebody. It's so crazy to look back. My brother made a website for somebody and charged €250. But like now, his minimum rate for a website is 1,000.
Wow.
I remember there's 18.
We love to see it. Like,
I remember there's 18, so I kind of learned from that as well, because as I said, he was better at the technical side, and I was better at like the actual meeting up with people and stuff. So he was really good at behind the scenes and all that technical stuff. So he was making for like quite a lot of summer. He was making websites for quite a lot of people and stuff like that. And then I was kind of trying to do some freelance stuff here and there, like whether it be like a DJ gig. So maybe like around March, April, I started charging for gigs then. Because I was doing gigs for free for so long. Yeah. Then I realized the travel time and everything like that.
Is a lot
long, So then I kind of started charging for gigs. There was one gig that I played in Cork, right? The guy knows who he is. And it wasn't even in Cork City. It was outside Cork. I think it was Douglas. But what happened, fair enough, he paid for my transport. He said he was going to get me accommodation. He didn't get me. Huh?
You told me this.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he didn't get me accommodation. I ended up staying. God, I don't even want to tell you guys where I stayed, but it wasn't anything comfortable. And then he made me play from like 7 until like 1 a.m. And he only gave me €50.
Wow.
Yeah. You see, them times I didn't know my own value.
Yeah.
To get me like, so I was kind of like, I didn't have any justification to make a price, But like now, if somebody tells somebody tells me I want you to play for 6 hours for €50, I'm not opening that message. And it's not even because the money's too small. It's
they're actually
6 hours is like 6 hours just isn't anything, So in 2020, again, I'm skipping a little bit forward, but I'm getting a little bit excited because I like talking about this. So in 2020, I kind of like set up something that I was like, listen. In my head, I didn't make it publicly, but I was like, in my head, if anybody wants me for anything, the minimum I charge is €45 an hour. Yeah, because by that time, I kind of like, established stuff to an extent. But like now, that price has gone up again per hour. But, if I know you and I actually like what you do, we could discuss a little bit further and, liaise something. But minimum in 2020 was €45. But for this year, you guys can guess how much I charge per minimum. How much my minimum charge is per hour. I won't say
put it in the comments, guys. No, I'm joking.
Well, it's definitely it's more than €65 per hour, anyways.
But okay, so 2020 COVID happened.
Yeah.
So trajectory wise, you were looking at. I think 2020 was still a big year for you.
Yeah, it was definitely the biggest year, I think.
Did you see it being the same way? Because I think from the way I knew you at the time, the things that blew in 2020 definitely were not what you were planning on blowing in 2020. Like, I think 2020, I personally think it was going to be a big year for you regardless. Yeah. But I was seeing it more, I was seeing it more the DJ side of things, because I saw you do more of that. Because even before COVID, you did that mix over Christmas.
Yeah,
and then
you enjoy it.
I was
bouncing
like,
back.
I was literally, and then you did one over at the start of lockdown because that's what I was using for my lifts and stuff. So I saw you doing more DJing and stuff, and then after that show, I knew you had more ideas for your shows, and then obviously with the clothing, I knew you had more ideas of like I forget the word I'm looking for of what you did. But
let's rewind back to 2019, right?
But basically, I was seeing you as a person who's throwing shows, having shows, DJing at them, and people buying your clothes at the same time. That's how I saw you as like an events type person with the clothing side of things. That's what I visualized for you in 2020.
And that's a fair point, to be honest, because it kind of that's what I portrayed for quite a lot of that 2019 year. Because what happened in 2019 is, I remember January when obviously I picked up my decks. I was like, okay, right, I'd actually love to play on stage one day. As I said, I didn't know where to go, but obviously my friend hit me up about that event. But I was like, you see, one thing about me is like I want to do everything within my own control. So I think that's what kind of pushed. Of course, that wasn't the only factor, but that was one of the determining factors that kind of pushed myself to then go out and host an event. Hosting an event was actually one of the biggest scares that I did to that day, because I could have flopped big time. The first event that happened on Wednesday, because it happened on one random Wednesday.
That's what I was like I was so vexed it was a Wednesday because at that time I was in Cork. So I was like, I'm not going from Waterford to Dublin to come back to Cork to go to college
and it was close enough to exam period too. You see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it didn't really faze me because, as I said, like I was never in academia, but I was always
just didn't go to school. You actually didn't go to school in the first year.
Man, I was plotting what I'm doing right now. No, I'm joking.
You made it work.
But as I said, like I always make sure to do what I do in college, But when that happened on Wednesday, the venue I hit up said, okay, we could do this day, we could do it Sunday. Or they gave me some stupid date in June. I was like, God, I was talking to my brother, I was talking to another friend of mine as well. I was like, I think we're just going to have to do Wednesday. And from then on, we agreed everything. I paid the deposit for the venue and all that, like February or March. February or March, early March. My pockets were dry. Bear in mind, like, I the only renowned skill I had at the time was DJing, but I wasn't getting booked like that. Because remember I said I only started taking bookings for DJing and stuff. I think I said a little bit earlier, March or April. So my pockets were dry, so pay for the deposit, then start advertising the event. The event tickets were live. The first set of tickets, the first early bird set of tickets. I don't know if anybody remembers. There was like 4 or 5 sold. Those first set were sold for €3.50. Like, oh God, I don't think anybody understands like. €3.50 for an event, and if you went, you know it. Then the second set of tickets were then sold for like €7.50 or something. Then we charged €10 at the door. Do
you know what's funny is that people were still complaining?
Yeah, they were.
Like that one, I understand people complaining at the start, but then after you've seen what's happening,
when there's progression and you have a track history or such, people then subconsciously they're kind of like, okay, I actually have no reason to complain because I know what I'm paying for essentially, and that's what I always tell people: you get what you pay for. To get me like €5. You see, looking back now, if I paid €5 for that event, and then I went to it, I would say that would be one of the best €5 I've ever spent. Do you get me? Like that's literally the price of a chicken fillet roll right now, just to put it into comparison. And we had a pop up from when we had the pop up from 3 until 7. Then we had a party afterwards from 8 until 12. Then we had Irish artists too. I'm not gonna lie, I actually put on quite a lot of Irish artists to the crowds. Because there was 400 people there and the venue fit 300. And not to talk about the people that were still in the beer garden as well. And then obviously people who helped set up the event too. So there was a lot of, I think there was 12 artists performing that day. And that 2019 period, bear in mind, some artists only started in 2017, 2018. So that was still very, very early in their career. So for them to get that stage opportunity, to this day, you can ask any of them who performed, they'll say they're grateful. Because it was, I wouldn't say it was hard for them to get shows or anything like that. It was just kind of I felt like they didn't really advertise enough that they were capable of doing such. They were just kind of dropping music, maybe. Maybe that's a harsh statement to say, but
I think I think it's somewhat harsh, but
Yeah.
put in context, it makes it. I understand what you're saying, but I think from their side of view, I think it's still hard to get that shit done. Do you know what I mean? But even then, I think what you're trying to say is, I don't think that they will have drawn that much of a crowd on their own.
Probably not. No, I can say it with my chest. Probably not.
Like what's the word I'm looking for? Just like singularly, just for them.
Yeah.
So I think like in that sense, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like it was a thing where it looked like a collaborative thing in like the urban community. So do you know what I mean? So it's like it's nice. People are wearing Black Irish owned clothes. People are listening to Black Irish music. People are at a Black Irish event. Do you know what I mean? Like Black Irish people are like money circulating. That sense, like that's why that's what I was seeing it as. That's why I was like, this is cool. This is nice. And like at the time, the way Dublin is, clubbing was kind of going out the way, and people are looking for more events. People are enjoying going to spoken word. People are enjoying going to listen to people. So that was, for me, it was almost like a new niche. And like that's why I thought it was really cool. Like, you know?
With that being said, what Nessa said is actually a very good point. A niche point in terms of what you say, niche. I
don't know, niche market.
It says something along those lines.
Rewind it there.
And people enjoyed that night. People went back to their friends. If they missed out, their friends said, "Oh, you should have." I was
vexed. I missed out. I was vexed. I messaged OJ. I was vexed.
Quite a few people had said, "Oh, when's the next one? When's the next one?" Then see, that first one was sold out. And let me tell you guys something. I'll tell you guys. I put my hand on my heart. Touch wood, whatever you guys want to say. That event didn't make a single sale in profit in terms of ticket sales. Just about broke even.
Wow.
So you see that thing. I'm not here to boast or anything, but like when obviously I was still starting off, but ran my pockets dry and people enjoyed the night. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even care about profit or anything like that. I wasn't fussed. Even when we had the pop up, we always saw like 3 or 4 things. I was more concerned about the structure and the organization of the event. Because if anybody who went to that event they remember me running up and down, up and down, up and down. Now if I'm to have another event, I have people who are willing. Exactly. You know, you see, so you kind of have to trust the process and continue with your movement, and then things will start to come together. You know?
I think that's kind of a downfall of familiarity. Like when you know someone, because it's like obviously you want to like invest in them, obviously you want to be there for them, but you're like,
I know this person.
I'm going to this event for free. Do you know what I mean? And it's like I have to try and get out of that event. I get out of that mindset as well. It's like even when the one at Cork, like I made sure, like anytime we do anything, like I go out of my way to make sure. And it's like once again, it's not a boasting thing. It's kind of like I pay for Nike top to toe. Do you know what I mean? And I gas it all the time. So it's like when your stuff came out, I did the same thing with Culture 7. It's like, and I make a deal about it because it's like I actually like this shit.
It's a movement, like.
Do you know what I mean?
That was like all of these.
I'm gonna try your phone now.
all of these moments that happen. When we look back in like 2 or 3 years, we will wish that we could have relived this because we didn't know how to celebrate moment. We didn't know how to celebrate in that moment.
You're probably stressed, man. How can you celebrate?
Yeah, true, to an extent. But one thing I've realized is like actually I don't have time to stress. Like, I always realize like things always just kind of fall to place essentially. Let's
fast forward 2019.
Yeah,
after the shows.
April happened. Quite a lot of brand awareness had happened. Then I was like, right, okay, we need to continue this movement. We need to like continue building. That's why I was so gassed. I was so hyped. People were still messaging me. People were like, oh, when's the next one? This is amazing. I love it. Blah, 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 such and such. You see, all of these words mean nothing.
I'm still broke.
No, not even that. All of these words mean nothing. They mean nothing until action happens.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you
people
why.
gas it and then don't comment it.
Let me tell you why. One thing now, we listened to a lot of people. What we did is we then made another drop. We did a drop for everybody. So this is kind of like as necessary, like the 90-degree turning point. So prior to this, everything that we kind of had was quite simple, you know, screen print, old logo, sell, you know. But then after this, we kind of included more graphical t-shirts and stuff. Like if you remember that purple long sleeve t-shirt that you have. Yeah, that was that purple long sleeve t-shirt was made in 2018, but it was sold in 2019. But it didn't sell in 2019. So we brought it back then in 2020. So this is what I mean by words mean nothing with no action. So then we dropped something in 2019, June, after the event. So we're like, oh, okay, people are gassing everything. People remember the brand. People remember the event. Then we kind of made the sale.
Was that your rebrand?
No, it wasn't.
Your rebrand was until 2020.
Yeah, it was
okay.
2020. So then we started we started the website and stuff like that. And we were like, the regular posting social media content, which I personally dislike, but my sister and my mom and my brother encourages us to continue doing so. So fair enough. Then we dropped the new pieces, and you see, when everybody's gassing everything in your head, you're like, okay, yeah, the next move is gonna be humongous then. So we set such high expectations. Looking back now, if we got to the target that we got to during that time, we started selling those new pieces in 2017, we would have been over the moon. Yeah. But it's the fact that you set such a high expectation after people validating stuff. Yeah. So it's kind of like your self-esteem is like up here, but then reality is like
all the way down.
Yeah. With that being said, so June 2019, we just kind of scrapped everything. We were like, okay, we'll come back when we come back, know. But with that being said, I was kind of like, okay, let me try one more time. So I was like, okay, I think you remember this part. We then hit a Button Factory in like May for an event, and they were being very, very long. Button Factory cost so much money. Button Factory cost us 3,470 euro or something.
Let me just sit up straight.
3,000, it was like 3.4k.
Yeah.
And do you know what brought the price up? The people who I was talking to at Button Factory, they thought I was a promoter, because if you're watching this, right, you remember there was a party Nara Marley was meant to come to.
Yeah.
Last night. I don't know if he did come to it. I think he did come to it, but then a fight broke out. And then there was a small altercation. I don't know who was what or what was what, but there was a small altercation. And obviously that was like a black own event, if you want to put it that way. So these guys at Button Factory were like, oh,
niggas.
You're that guy who promoted that other event. So they're like, for you to have this event with us, we have to get extra security. Yeah. I was like, okay, fair enough. I'll let you run away with your allegations.
I'm black.
I was like, I'm not gonna fight against it because I'm gonna lose. And I was like, I want to do this part too. Like, so that was the only thing in my head. So and they're like, okay, extra security is gonna cost 650 euro. I was like, oh lord.
Is it Jason Statham that they have or what? Like,
sorry?
Is it Jason Statham that they have?
Man, I don't even know what it was, but they're like, for us to go through with this event, 650 euro for security, 500 euro for a deposit. You have to pay that like the minute we agree. Then another 500 euro or something. What is it when you start to sell tickets? Yeah, and then you have to then pay the balance. So that was
it's noisy.
Yeah, so that was so if Yusuf was watching this again now, he would know.
Man like GB.
Yeah. So that was 1,000. If you have my maths right, that's 1,600 euros. 600 for security. The security costs more than one of the deposits. Like, do you get me? But essentially, if you put the 500 together, you get 1,000. So that was 1,600. So then the balance was like 2,000 or so. So I was kind of like, God. At the time, people contributing money was just myself and Kezi. Yeah. And Kezi didn't have a job, so all he was doing was he was kind of like what Kezi was doing. He was kind of like just selling shoes. Yeah. Just getting shoes and then selling them on. Yeah. But even at that, like with just doing anything like that, it's not like steady. Yeah. So it's kind of like whenever you get something, you almost have to hold it with your hands, like because it's like your baby for a bit. So and then myself, I was like, right, I think the only thing that's gonna get me out of this triple is by just either bringing my price up or doing more. So I was like, okay, right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a 1 week online course. And this is what I did. Put like 60 euro. Then I said I'm gonna learn how to make like websites. Or I'm gonna get my brother to teach me. So I started getting jobs for websites. I got 3 jobs for websites. And that then made enough funds to then pay off the balance for Button Factory. Yeah. So, because I was like, at the time, I was like, bear in mind, like, the only time I've ever worked was when I worked on Stephen's Green for retail shop. I'm not going to say the retail shop. And then they had me in for, after induction, training and all that, this is like my first shift, they had me in for 8 hours. Then I just walked out on my lunch break and I never went back.
You just you don't do well in institutions, do you?
If you want to say that, yeah.
At all. What do you mean if I want to say that? Your life is literally like showing that. That's not a bad thing. Like some people just don't like working for other people. So okay, so
I don't even see it as working for other people. I see it as I want to work around when I want to.
Yeah, like a bit of flexibility for yourself. But okay, you had that show, and then that was middle of after all that money breakdown and everything.
Yeah, that was July 27, 2019.
Okay, you held the show then, and then
Book Factory sold out as well.
And that's calm.
But you see, this is another thing why I said never believe words until people put action. We started selling tickets at the end of June, right? The first 2 weeks there was no more than 30 tickets sold.
Wow.
2 weeks. Can you imagine?
Sweating.
Yeah, I was like
after paying $3,000.
Yeah, myself and Casey were like $3,000 in debt, man. I was like, God damn, what the hell am I gonna do? I was about to pull the plug. I was so close to pull the plug. Because it was reaching towards like July, like July 10th, July 8th, 9th, 10th, July, around then. I was like, God. I was literally sitting down. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna ask my parents for money. No. I was like, no way. And I was like, what the hell am I gonna do? And bear in mind, the first set of early bird tickets took so long to just get rid of. Like we had 100 early bird tickets for €8.
Wow.
€8. Like it was actually crazy. Like you could do the maths. 100 times 8, like that's not even paying anything. Like you get me, like so. Then those eventually sold. But you know what the maddest thing is?
Wow.
People didn't buy tickets for this thing until like a week later, 5 days later, 4 days later, and then, I was like, man.
Like until the show.
Yeah, I was like, God. And then out of nowhere, like one day we sold like 200 tickets. I was like, whoa. I was like, this is actually somewhat encouraging. But them days from like
you're sweating
the 10th until like the 20th.
Yeah.
It's like, God.
Yeah.
I was just like sitting in my room, waking up every day, like, what the hell do I do now? Like, we weren't selling clothes at the time because I didn't have the mental capacity.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, to deal with
multiple.
Yeah, do you get me? So I just weren't selling clothes at the time. My only focus was like, right, I need to make back €3,400
at least break even.
Yeah, do you get me? Like, so then, because of people just making things so hard on the day of the event, I low-key felt bad because the queue was so long. Did you go to the second event? Okay, the queue was so long.
I didn't go to any of them because I was in Cork at the time.
Oh shit, fair enough. Don't worry, when we have another one, you have to.
Whatever, man.
I mean, you're in Dublin now, so.
Dead promises. I don't go to events anymore. I'm staying in my house. I have to pay rent. Everything must be in this house. But I want to skip all of that for a sec because I really want to touch on 2020. I think we spent a lot of time in here, come up with stuff. And do you know what? Like, it's nice to see, and I think it's important for people to see the grind because you don't always see that. People didn't see the 2017. Do you know what I mean? One purchase in however many months. Do you know what I mean? It's important for people to see that. If people are looking to do stuff themselves, it's important to know that there's a struggle out there because we live in a society right now that glorifies the success, glorifies the end product without showing the process.
It glorifies this whole entrepreneurship too much. Bro,
without the process.
I kid you not, like if you decide, the day you decide to become an entrepreneur or whatever you want to call it, is the day you are making so many sacrifices. You are then willing to work more hours than you did in a regular 9 to 5.
Less.
Yeah, for less, for such a long time as well. Like I started doing everything in terms of like 1+1 and freelancing, like as a bubble in 2017. I didn't see rewards until the end of 2020.
No.
Like when I mean rewards, I didn't see like any bit of freedom until the end of 2020. And it's so mad because that happened in a global pandemic, but you see, that's where it's kind of like, it tests your character as well. If you can kind of push through a global pandemic, I feel like you could almost do
anything.
That's why I then decided to go full time, because
you did it. Like, talk to me about TikTok.
You see, we're skipping quite a lot, but come the start of this year, that's when I was like, I'm gonna make a TikTok page. I'm gonna make it public. Because before you make TikTok, you kind of have a private page and you upload some stupid shit. So that's when I started picking up my first camera. Then I'll take a recording, I'll go to a shoot, and people be like, "Oh, and would you like to shoot for me?" I'll be like, "Yeah, sure, no problem. Doing shoots for free." So it's kind of like the DJ cycle again. Doing shoots for free. So I was like, you know what? Let me start recording and then put this up on TikTok. Then start recording, putting it up on TikTok. And I was doing that for like, I say from February until about April. But then the thing that actually blew was when I was like, you know, actually, what I did is I was searching on adverts because I was looking for film because it was hard to get film.
Yeah.
So I was searching on adverts, I was looking for film, and then I managed to find film. But then I found this camera. I actually have it in my bag, funny enough. If you check my bag, you'll see it. Because I was
stacked.
No, I was gonna take a photo of myself because I always take photos of people. Yeah, when I head out and stuff.
Messer.
So I found this camera right here on adverts. Look at this. This camera. See this?
Is that what just made noise?
Yeah, this camera. Man, you wouldn't believe it. I found this for €10.
Mad.
Then I posted this on TikTok. And then when I posted the first video, it got me, I think, 25k views. I only had like 13 followers at the time, so I didn't know TikTok could work like that. Because I was kind of thinking like,
it's your friends type thing.
Yeah, so I was thinking like, okay, if I have like 13 followers, I'm definitely not gonna get.
Maybe I get 20.
Like, so I was like, so then I seen an opportunity. I was like, okay, let me milk this. So I made like another 4 or 5 videos. Like 3 of them all got like over 20k views. So my followers started to pick up. People were like, oh, where's this camera from? Where's this camera from? So then from there, I saw the opportunity. I was like, okay, right, I could be known as that guy on TikTok who posts really cool cameras or takes really cool videos or really cool photos.
Like film as well.
That's what, because like, I don't know, it's like this obsession with like a nostalgic feel.
Yes,
so
I know.
That's when I was like, it doesn't take Albert Einstein to put 2 and 2 together. So that's when I was like, okay, so I know what direction my page is going in now. So if you go to my page right now, OJ's TikTok, you'll see exactly why I kind of capitalized on that, because it brought me so many opportunities. It gave me an insight to what I may actually pursue. But also, it definitely is 110% improved my skill set and sharpened kind of my thought process of quite a lot of things. So then from then on, like when I posted this photo or when I posted these videos, these cameras, like people were gaining so much traction. And from there I was like, okay, let me try to put this attraction towards my brand. Yeah. But it didn't work like that because on TikTok I was like, oh, maybe if I continue.
Yeah, TikTok it sells you dreams. It sells you dreams.
I was like, maybe if I continue doing this.
You think that people are like, but they only want TikTok literally wants what it wants. Exactly. If you try, let me branch out. You know, like on Twitter when you like blow and then people tag their page on there. Nobody's going to your page. They just want to watch a funny video.
Exactly.
Like nobody's going to buy your brand. Like, do you know what I mean? Well, some people. Do you know what I mean? And that's the same with TikTok. It's like they literally want what it wants. Like the algorithm is actually crazy.
So then what I did is I started like implementing the brand small. But the way I implemented the brand was so bad because myself and my brother, at the time, we only had like a small screen printing press. So I used to just kind of do screen printing videos. But those were just literally getting like 200 views, 200 views. But at the time, I think I only had like 150 followers. So I jumped from like 12 to like 80 in like an hour. Then from there, just kept on growing. But the videos, there was one thing that was concerning was like, I thought it was going to be like Instagram, whereas like if you get more followers, your views will go up. But now some videos will have like 25k and the next video will have like 200. So it's kind of what the hell? Because it's not
in order.
So that's one thing I realized. And then what I started to do is I started go out with my friends and I started shooting. I was shooting. I'm pretty sure you remember there was a period where I was just kind of out like just shooting almost
every day. Not almost, literally every day.
So I was just get content, if you want to put it that way. Pictures.
It is
videos,
definitely content. Don't try and make yourself exclusive to this thing. It's content. You're part of it, man.
Okay, fair
You're
enough.
in the wheelhouse, industry plans, basically.
Oh, shit.
I'm screaming.
Fair enough. So then, I did that. Then I was like, I'm going to make sick videos out of this. I'm going to make sick videos. So in the first video I posted on TikTok, I don't even know how many views got, but I can find it quickly. One of the first videos I put got 3k views. Mad. Then after that I got 3k. Then it just kind of, it was steady. It was steady between like, at the time I think I only had like 500, 600 followers. So it was kind of like 3k to 7k. Then there was one video that got 15k. You can see there. Then another video that got 37k. I was like, I just got my film developed off those people. I was like, oh, let me just shout them out on TikTok. And people message me on Instagram, like, oh my goodness, where is this? And I was like, listen, if you go to that shop, tell them I sent you there, you know? And then people did that. And then I went to that shop again. They're like, oh, some lovely lady came up to us and said you told us about our store. I was like, oh, say swear. So obviously these people are all
influenza, our industry plant OJ.
And as you can see from there, like
Yeah.
27, 12, 14, 19.
Mad.
So everything was just kind of
That's 7 million.
Yeah, then
Man live.
this one, this
Man
is the one,
live.
this is the one that just blew. Let me see if I can play this. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah.
Probably not, probably not. So it was like a really simple video, like it wasn't anything too big. But do you know what it is? It was a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I said wait till the end.
And then there's not nothing.
Yeah, there's no like look at the comments and look at the shares. And then I took you see, but these are like cool photos and stuff.
Yeah.
So people were intrigued to see it. So they probably thought I was gonna show photos. So that thing blew. When I got home, that thing was on 100k views.
Mad.
Like because I went out, it was for my brother's, or not my brother, my friend's 23rd. I went out, I was like, let me just bring this camera, why not? Like, went out, I was like, let me take a video, let me take a photo. Then I got home, and 4 hours later, it was like 100k views. I was like, God. Then I woke up the next morning, there's 400,000.
Wow.
I was like, what the hell? Then like the day after, it just kept on growing.
Mado, please, let that happen to my YouTube channel, please, God.
I will. Then hit 1 million in a week.
Wow.
And then what happened from there is then I hit 1,000 followers. Then I was able to go live on TikTok. So then I went live on TikTok. 4 times and I gained another 400 followers each live. 400, 500 followers. So I was abusing that period for so long. And as you can see, I was abusing the camera too.
Yeah, you're milking it. Like.
So from there, I kind of realized like, oh, I can't continue milking this video. So then I just started posting like all these type of videos.
Yeah, then you're able to introduce your brand.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, so that's why I did. This was like one of the first videos. So I got 793 likes. And I think at the time I had like 2,000 followers.
Yeah.
Got 30k views.
Man.
28k views. And then I just kind of started. I didn't know what else to post because I didn't have that much pictures or anything like that. I just started posting things because at the time my page was still kind of trending. So no matter what I posted,
it was still
it was still you get me like. Then I started posting like some film photos that I shot with. And as you can see, like the views are still somewhat steady, and the likes will still be like 1k to 2k, and the views will be like 30k. Then I kind of dropped a little bit because I haven't posted in a minute. Because I was like, at this time I was like, God,
it's hard to keep it like.
I was like, God,
trying to feed people.
Yeah, I was kind of running out of ideas, but I was like, okay, this is a great opportunity for me to capitalize on. So I just kept on putting out some videos, kept on shooting, there's so many things that I'm still yet to put out in terms of just like cool stuff that like people be like, oh my days, why is this highlight? No word of it highlight. Well, my TikTok people anyways. So then from there, I started building like a cultivated cult.
Yeah.
To an extent. I started building like
I've seen the DMs, man. Crazy.
So then from there, then I started promoting the brand, and then my stuff just kept on growing. Then my stuff, like, I think what happened is then my stuff reached out to like a wider community. Because I think what happens with TikTok is like you get initial gauge. And if that initial gauge does well, it then pushes it out and pushes it out and pushes it out to all these bigger accounts. So these bigger accounts found my stuff, like all these camera shops, then they started to hit out to me. They're like, oh, we love your content.
Send in your shit.
Yeah, they're like,
hashtag ad.
They're like, oh,
unboxing.
They'll be like, oh, we'd love if we can send you this camera. Because obviously these cameras are like, they're quite expensive as well, because like they're kind of like hard to find and the supply is low but the demand is high, blah, blah, blah. So like, oh, we send you out a camera, it's yours to keep, all you have to do is make a video and tag us. I was like, oh my goodness, like sure, no problem. Like I was not expecting this from TikTok, you know. I knew I was gonna go down that lane, but I was not expecting to get free stuff. So then they started giving out free cameras, free film, just quite a lot of additional stuff. Like, so then from there as well, I was just continuing posting. And some other people hit me up. It was like, oh, we'd love to shoot you. So many Americans hit me up, but it was them who was like,
can't go anywhere.
Like, it was during.
You just came back from somewhere.
Yeah, I came back. Man, I came back from Brussels. I didn't want to say that.
Sorry.
I came back from Brussels. Right, it was a paid job. Person hit me up through TikTok. They're like, really love your content, and would you love to shoot with us? I was like, yeah, sure. What's the deal? You know, I was like, obviously. At this time, I was trying to play big man, you know, head up, everything like that. I was like, yeah,
I'm used to this. I travel all the time.
I was like, sure, you know, I'm not gonna go for free or anything like that. They're like, I was like, what's the deal? They said, okay, flights paid for, you stay for 50 hours, place sorted, and this is what you get in terms of payment. And the payment was actually so nice, like I haven't even touched it yet, but I'm just gonna leave it there, just for whenever I need to, just for whenever I need to do it. Because now. Got a car and stuff, so I have to pay for car expenses. I'm still living with my mom, but I'm moving out again for a final year to
But that's lit. Like you have a lot to say and you have a lot to tell us about, and I want you to share as much as you can. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing about you is just, for me anyway, is just that drive. Sorry?
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's how humble I am.
You're not humble.
No, I'm not humble.
You're not humble.
Oh, recently, yeah.
Maybe you've changed. I'm not gonna lie, you have calmed down.
Yeah.
Like,
no, yeah,
OJ
before.
now, like, in court, you were a lot more, you weren't as, actually, you've become more humble.
Yeah,
I will definitely say that.
There was a stage where I was like,
you were gassed.
Yeah,
you were gassed.
But now, man, the only thing I want people to know me for is what I could do. I don't want them to know me for anything else. I'll say this, and I'll say it again. I want people to only know me for what I can do. I don't want them to know when I graduate. I don't want them to know if I get a PhD. I don't want them to know if I move houses. I only want them to know what I want them to know.
But it's like, as your friend, and I am a fan of things that you do. I love your brand. And I will 100%. I will say that all the time. I even made a reel and everything. I'd be gassing it. Like, I genuinely love your shit. But I'm screaming, we don't care over here. But my favorite thing about you is just, I remember you telling me, you were just like, there's no point in someone paying for shit. I can't remember what the context was. It was when I was starting podcasting and stuff, and I think I was gonna pay you to like edit something for me, and you were just like, I'll do it for you, but learn how to edit. And you were just telling me like just the freedom, like you said, and just like the importance of knowing how to do stuff for yourself. Because for me, I will pay to be comfortable. I will pay and I'll pay and I'll pay and pay and pay.
See, that's
and I won't bat an eye.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the same with my friend Kessie. But that's where I'm completely against that ideology. Because I'm like, okay, I could continue paying somebody, but I think it's because I'm an economics student. But opportunity cost. It's like, if I continue to pay this person, that money that I've spent on that person, I could have used to get what I need to get to then learn that skill. Of course, the opportunity cost now will be, you not learning the skill, but you getting the final work. Versus like where you learn the skill, but you might not get to the production level that you want to. But once you've kind of learned that skill, it's like you hold it forever, and then you can use that skill to your advantage. Then use it as a service, which is kind of what I did. So then now you've done a whole 360. Not only have you learned the skill, but it's also now a service that you can use or people can avail of. Again, you don't have to get people to avail that service, but the fact that you have that in you, it just brings so much together. And it's like, if you continue to do that and sell to other people and do that at a consistent level, you could then look into getting bigger, or you could then look into possibly being like, okay, right, let me cut down my hours on my actual job and focus more on this. Do you get me? Like, obviously, it wasn't that situation for me, because for me, it was like, I have no job, so I have to kind of put all my eggs into this basket. Like, do you get me? Like, but I've never overworked myself. I've always said to myself, I'm gonna keep myself afloat, and then once I get to like a level that I feel like I'm somewhat professional at, then I'm gonna have to like change it to gear 5.
Do you feel like you're closer to? Well, obviously you're closer, but do you feel like you're near that level, or is it something that you feel like you're still working towards?
It's definitely something I'm working towards.
Yeah,
definitely. From like a visual art point of view, I think there's a lot of things that I need to touch on 110%. But like the stuff that I'm putting out right now, I'm kind of content with it. But again, like with everything, I think there's just kind of like this thought in your head where it's like you could do a lot better.
Yeah, of course.
But you're still content,
Yeah.
So what I plan on doing right now is I just obviously plan on getting better, improving, learning new ways to do certain things, and possibly, who knows, add another skill set onto.
Jack of all trades, this guy. But yeah, like I was saying, that's the biggest thing that I'm proud of you for, and like love knowing you for. That drive to do things for yourself and to work towards yourself, but not only keeping it for yourself, because even in 1+1 you brought your family into it, you brought your friends into it. When you were DJing, you brought your friends into that. Even when you shoot with friends. The other day I bumped into you doing a free shoot, and it's like, I'm not gonna say that you've reached the final stage of whatever, but if you have the option to have a paid shoot in a different country versus having a free shoot here, like, there are a lot of people who would turn that down. Do you know what I mean? The free shoot to be like, okay, why would I do that? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's nice that you're still networking. It's nice that you're still working because I don't like no one is an island, number one. And I think people can learn from your skills, your like character, and like, do you know what I mean? And at the same time, you also can still learn from people. So I think that's like, it's really cool to see you do that. And it's really cool to see where you've developed from where you were at the start of COVID, at the start like, or whatever, you know. And it's so nice to see you reaping the rewards of your work as well, because it's like
it's still a long way to go as well.
Of course, you're not there by any means.
Mine's a final year, you know. So
no, I mean,
you
made it.
I was able to do everything that I've been doing the last 4 or 5 years and still do college.
Yeah.
So you know, if you're watching this and you're thinking about dropping out, don't drop out.
Yeah.
Just get that education. Even though
don't do drugs. But yeah. Alright, is there anything else you want to plug? Anything coming up? I know you guys have a drop coming up soon.
Yeah.
I like the butterflies. That's I'm watching that.
Yeah, say less. I think by the time the video is out, there probably more than likely will be a drop. But listen, if you're watching this, man, stay true to yourself. And if you ever have something in your mind to do, you should 100% do it.
Unless it's bad.
Yeah, unless it's bad. But if you ever think about something, or if you ever stumble across something, just give it a shot. The worst thing that can happen is you don't get it done, you know what I'm saying?
Fail forward.
Yeah, man, we all come to God, I don't even want to sound deep, but
let's go.
There's a point where we all just kind of just stop, you know, and then life just stops. So within the point of where you are now and when you stop, just try to do as much as you can, man. Honestly, just try to do as much as you can.
Love that.
Not to even be on any motivational building.
Nah, this whole thing has been motivational if you made it this far. But yeah, HEYITSMENESSER, once again, as you can see with my guy OJ, as you can see, repping 1+1, always, you know what I mean, for the people or whatever. But yeah, so I'm going to put all of OJ's extensive long list of links in the description, as usual.
I only have Instagram, that's all you need to follow me.
As usual, TikTok, follow HEYITSMENESSER, follow Nesser Pod for updates on content related things. Is there anything else I need to plug? Nope, not really.
Nothing. Just if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see everything.
Yeah, all the links are there, you know. But yeah.
And help Nessa get to 1 million subscribers. So don't forget to
well, we're away from that, but don't forget to subscribe. Like, you get me. I know where you live. IP address and that. Ojo, teach me. But yeah,
big up Nessa for having me still. You know, I don't really tend to do interviews, so if anybody
don't hit him up. This is the only one, exclusive.
Yeah, if anybody wants me to do an interview, you gotta talk to my PA.
You ain't got it like that. You ain't got it like me. This is the longest outro.
I won't like, but big man thing. I actually don't like doing interviews or anything like that. As I said, like I only want people to know me for what I do. That's it. But I guess how are people gonna
blur on your face?
Yeah, how are people gonna know me for what I do if I don't put myself
exactly? And you never know. People will actually buy into you because of your. People will actually buy into your brand because of you.
Yeah,
like you are your brand.
True.
You know what I mean,
but there was a point in time. I don't know why I'm still talking like this is natural, but there was a point in time where I didn't have an identity, but my brand did. But I guess now I have an identity.
You have both. Yeah, we love to see it.
So it's a WW.
Wins. Unlike United, cut it out.
Stop.